Da 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 da. Welcome everybody to season 2, episode 12 of the Everything About Everything Sports podcast.
Guys, talking about $6
Really hope audio. Yep, audio is working.
within the sea.
And you can see our faces for once. We are live. So, yeah, probably have to refresh the feed. We're checking if our microphones are working. So,
Yes, we are working.
okay, cool. Yes, we finally had camera because we're in a place that I can record without camera. It's a little bit boring on the back wall, but it is. We're in the middle of moving shit around, so.
Yeah.
What do we want to start off with? Okay.
I'm furious again. We're going back on this subject of me ranting at the Red Wings. So the Red Wings had a game yesterday. They beat our guy out of New 2-1, but I don't know why Derek Quinlan isn't fired.
I don't know why he's not fired.
There are a couple different coaching options out there that are frankly better than he is. The Red Wings, position-wise in the standings and analytically, by a ton of different metrics, shot creation, shots taken. I'm pretty sure power play and penalty kill were one of the worst teams in the league, like 28th, 29th, 30th in the league. And it's about time we got a new voice behind the bench. We don't have. We have a team, but we don't have a competitive team. At least not right now. And we knew going into the season that we needed to have something better than just what we had last year. We needed to make a step and actually get into the playoffs. And we have really good players. We don't have defense that can generate offense and create shots. We only have a couple of those guys. Eric Gustafson, Moritz Seider. Oh, I forgot about it.
I can't score this.
And then take offense wise, we have only a handful of guys on the offense that are really doing anything. Really.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about time we got someone else in there. We went on a West Coast road trip. Red Wings did. And we went to Anaheim and Los Angeles and then San Jose, and lost all 3 games. I think we only got 1 point on those 3 games. It was against San Jose and went to overtime and lost. So it's like LA, I can understand. I think they're in a playoff spot right now. They're one of the better teams in the league. But Anaheim and San Jose, they're the 2 worst teams in the NHL. And we lost to both of them. It's unacceptable. It's like, I don't know. We retired Pavel Datsyuk got inducted into the Hall of Fame, so I feel like that's probably one of the only reasons why we won, because we played really a period and a half of hockey that was just abysmal. Really was.
Yeah.
What's your record?
I think 7-9.
I know we're second to last in our division. 8-9, and we're sixth in our division.
8-9.
Yeah, we had 19 points. Just not good. Not good. It's to a point where the Pistons are doing better than the Red Wings.
I was going to bring up the Pistons because we're on pace to smash our record from last year.
Yeah, we lost to Anaheim 4-6, lost to LA 4-1, and then lost to San Jose 5-4. Yeah, very good. And it seems like any team of any substance, we just can't. I mean, we beat Buffalo. We lost to Toronto, lost to the New York Rangers. Lost to Winnipeg, lost to Edmonton, lost to Buffalo, beat New Jersey, New York, and Nashville. Lost to the Rangers twice, lost to Nashville, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Ottawa, and then Toronto all losses, and then we beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just not good. Not good.
We got some team has to fall. You know.
Well, there are other teams that are like. I mean, Ottawa's at the bottom of the pack. Montreal's at the bottom of the pack. Like I think we could do better than those teams, but it seems like
this is still really early though.
It is kind of, but at this point, like this is the point of the season where you kind of like start to see how teams will take shape, and you start to see how teams will fluctuate. Like you can see if a team's going to fluctuate up or down in the standings. Like, oh, this team's getting better. You know, they have a couple injuries right now or something like that, or they make a coaching change.
Yeah,
and they end up doing better throughout the rest of the year, and then they fall into a playoff spot towards the end of the year. Or by the All-Star break, which there's going to be no All-Star break this year. It's going to be that Nations of Hockey thing.
Yeah.
But we're usually around this time is when you start to see teams take shape and start to see what teams are going to be competitive and what teams aren't.
Yeah. So. And right now, we're not looking that competitive.
Not as of yet, no. But like we've talked about this before, there are other teams that really don't look good, and then they hit the All-Star break or they hit a point like the trade deadline or something like that, and they just shoot up through the standings.
Yeah.
2019 St. Louis Blues are a perfect example of that. They went from, I'm pretty sure, dead last in their division at the All-Star break to second in their division and making it all the way to the Cup final and winning. So there's obviously outliers, but if you look at the trends and how things are playing out and how they appear to be playing out, it doesn't look really good for them right now.
Yeah.
Which sucks because we saw what they did last year. We saw that we were right there. And it's like we just did one more thing, got one more player, won a couple more games, we could be in the conversation. We could have done better against the Rangers than the Capitals did.
Yeah.
And here it looks like we're just throwing that all away.
Yeah.
Which it is a different season and different teams have made adjustments and things like that outside of what we can control. But
yeah,
when you yourself as a team don't look as good as you did last year, it's hard.
Problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's carry over to basketball. All I really want to do is talk about the Pistons. How they look a lot better.
You do Pistons, then Tigers, and then college football and the NFL.
Yeah, okay. And then we'll bullshit for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Pistons are on record to smash their whole record. Now, is that hard to do? No. No. But it's still very nice. I think last time I checked, they were 8-9. That was when I checked.
That's what the Red Wings are doing right now.
Shut up.
So we're like, no, I'm saying like put that into perspective.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, wow. Pistons are 7-10 right.
7-10.
Well, hold on. Look at their standings. Go on ESPN and look at their standings.
Yeah.
See where they are in the division. Because there could be a couple teams in our division.
Oh, we just barely lost them. Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets aren't really anything to write home about, but at the same time, I mean, you're going to lose to a couple.
We're third in the Central. Yeah. So we're not, compared to last year, leagues up.
Well, third in the Central is different from third in the NHL Central because I'm pretty sure in basketball there's only 6 teams each division.
I'm trying to.
I think it's 4. No. No. Is it? No, yeah, there's 2 conferences, and then there's 3 divisions in each conference.
Yeah.
So it's almost like baseball, but instead of 30 teams, there's 32 teams.
Yeah. So we're number 8
in the conference.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a playoff spot.
Yeah, right now we're like very middle of the pack.
That's better than what the Letters do. Here, I'll bring up the divisional standings and the conference standings for the Letters.
Yeah. Right now, who's ahead of us are the Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Magic, Heat, Bucks, and Bulls.
Magic?
Yeah, they're 10-7 right now.
Damn, okay. The Red Wings are 12th in our conference. We have Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, and Montreal who are all below us. Everyone else is above us. And league-wise, we are 24th. We have Philly, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Utah, San Jose, Montreal, Chicago, and Nashville. Nashville Predators are that's shocking. They made a lot of different adjustments over the or a lot of different additions over the offseason that you'd think would be really good. Brady Shea, Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault. Who else did they bring back? They brought back someone else. I'm pretty sure they re-signed somebody. I don't know, Niederreiter, he left. I'm pretty sure. And they suck. Yeah, it's like you added those three big name guys and they suck.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, but the Pistons, I'm just so happy for the Pistons. No, they could shit the bed very easily against the Pistons.
Yeah.
Who's their new coach?
Like you said, basketball takes a back seat in my mind.
I know, it does for me too.
But we should know this. We should know that at least. I know all the other coaches for the Detroit Sports. I even know Michigan State's football coach.
His name is.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
J.B. Bickerstaff.
Oh, okay. He's all right.
Well, I mean, he's got us to 7-10.
He's got us to 7-10. Yes, I can't remember where he was.
We're already halfway to what our games was last year. How many games we won?
I can't remember where he was at last year. I think he might have been with Cleveland last year. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I know that he was in the he was a coach for another NBA team at one point.
Yeah, he's doing pretty decent.
Or he might have been a college coach.
I'm probably college.
He might have, I think that's where I'm thinking of. I think he might have been a college coach. I can't remember. But yeah, I mean the Pistons are definitely something to keep an eye on because I mean you never know. Like I said,
It's never going to matter. Basketball for me doesn't matter.
That is true. Like usually I start to pay attention to basketball around like March Madness. That's when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
And then obviously
that's going to be fun because I want to do my bracket.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I want to be the bracket deal. Oh my God.
And then Christmas too. Christmas because there's Christmas basketball.
Yeah.
So that's really the only time that I pay attention to pro or college basketball. Like right now, college basketball's on, but it's
unless it's like I'm different because some people love basketball. Like that's all they watch.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just like, if it's on, I'll watch it.
What I like doing is I like going to like if there's like late games on.
Yeah.
Like what I'll do is I'll watch like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And if it's a close game, I'll sit there and I'll just like sweat it out, and I'll just watch. It'll be like back and forth, or like it'll be like team like inbounding the ball, and there's like 2 seconds left, and you're like, holy shit, could they drain a three here and force overtime? Like that's really cool to see, but like especially. But I'm talking about like teams other than the Pistons. If the Pistons are on, there's nothing else. I'll turn it on as like background noise, or I'll watch the game. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like searching for the Pistons game on TV. Yeah, be like, oh, Pistons are on.
Or you get some people that are actually
right, yeah. Or we could just start watching the Pistons basketball. It's going to get better. I mean, why not?
Yeah. In other sports news, Paul Skeens, Rookie of the Year.
Paul Skeens, Rookie of the Year. Tariq Skubal, Cy Young.
Also not surprising.
No. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani both unanimous MVPs for AL and NL. Second time it's happened. Or no, back-to-back years it's happened. It happened last year too, with who was the MVP last year?
I don't know, Encyclopedia Man.
Damn, I should know this.
Yeah, you probably should.
I think it. I think it might have been Shohei for the AL, but I'm trying to think of who it was for the NL.
It definitely was Shohei.
Damn. I don't think it was Lindor. It wasn't Lindor. I don't think it was Juan Soto. Because Juan Soto was on the Padres. So it could have been Bryce Harper. I know Luis Ariz last year won the batting title, I'm pretty sure. For the NL. And then this year he was just buns. Dang. I know Chris Sale won the NL Cy Young this year for the Atlanta Braves.
So it was Shohei last year, and then the other guy is
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot. He was injured this year, so he wasn't even considered for it. But that would have been. I should have known that.
So,
but yeah.
That's all I got for baseball. But no.
That's what I could. So, Tigers have to get active this offseason.
Yes.
Because last year you had probably one of the more exciting postseason runs that I can remember in Tigers history.
2% to 100%.
Right, yeah. So, 0.2%.
Oh,
0.2%. And we all came all the way back and damn near made the ALCS, which that's crazy. That if we would have done that,
Damn Guardian.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, it's crazy. But so we need a couple people to come in, and there are a couple spots that I would like to see the Tigers fill. One of them being third base, one of them being the DH spot or just another big bat, maybe first base, shortstop. If you're going to keep Trey Sweeney there, I'm okay with that. Javi Baez, I don't think is a good option.
Yeah,
like you had the kind of benefit of the doubt of him being still defensively fine at shortstop, but then you saw it kind of dwindle off, and there was just egregious errors in his play, and it's like, nah, you can't have this guy on your team anymore. He's taking up too much money. And then also another pitching asset. Maybe a couple of guys in the bullpen too, but bullpen arms are like, I don't want to say a dime a dozen, but you can pick up bullpen arms, and with our pitching coach Chris Fenner, I feel like a guy who's so-so, you can turn him into a guy who's solid.
Yeah.
Don't want to say knock on wood, but that's what we've done with guys this past season too.
Yeah.
So there are a couple options that people in sports media are talking about us bringing in. One of them being Anthony Santander, right fielder for the Baltimore Orioles, really good hitter.
Yeah.
Hit like 30-something home runs this past season. Yeah, really good. Dude, the Orioles were mashing the ball last year. They had I think 4 or 5 guys with 30-plus home runs. Yeah, it was great. Then Colton Cowser was up there. He had 20-something. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, I think Ryan Mountcastle, Anthony Santander, and someone else all hit 30 home runs. Jesus. So that's 5 guys. And Corbin Burns there pitching for them. They had a great team. It sucked to see them lose in the first round of the playoffs. Actually, that was one of the teams that I wanted to see win the World Series last year. Was the Baltimore Orioles. But that's
different. Full teams hitting 30 runs.
Right, yeah, it was great. Yeah, a guy like Ryan Mountcastle had almost 900 OPS just with runners in scoring position. Yeah, monster. So I don't know if he's on the chopping block though, but I know Anthony Santander his contract is up. I would like to see him come here. Like I said, right fielder. You can slot him in there. Great bat. You can have him DH even if he's not in the field.
Yeah.
really good guy. You can have him and Winslow Perez kind of platoon right field and have them swap out with the DH position. Mm-hmm. You can plug in Kerry Carpenter there too if one of them gets injured or one of them starts to slack out. You can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Third base, we had Matt Vierling there. You had Zach McKinstry there a little bit. You had Andy Ibanez. You had him there. Ibanez is good. He was clutch in the playoffs, and he's a great fielder. But third base isn't his primary position. I'm pretty sure he's a born second baseman. Well, born, but you know what I mean. Like he's a more second baseman type of guy. But you have Colt Keith there, who became, I think he was like August's Rookie of the Month or something like that. Like really started to get good towards the end of the season. Had a decent playoff. He's good. Shortstop, like I said, you could have someone there, or you could put Ibanez there at shortstop. You could have him platoon that with Trey Sweeney. A couple of the guys they want us to go for the rest of the infield are Vladdy Guerrero Jr. from the Toronto Blue Jays, or Alex Bregman from the Houston Astros, which that would be my pick. As much as I hated seeing Bregman hit in the playoffs, because he just fucking, like, I don't know, like, him being on that Astros team, even though I know he was, like, one of the few guys that didn't cheat, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Unless he did. No, he did. Because he had that whole thing with him and Cody Bellinger going back and forth. He definitely did. I take that back. But he's still a really good hitter. He was one of the cleanest swings in baseball right now. He's a great third baseman. He's played under A.J. Hinch, fits the system, knows the system for A.J. Hinch. It would make sense to get him. And then another one of the guys that is actually, I think it was MLB Network has us getting, is Walker Buehler from the LA Dodgers, which that would be great to see him come here. That would be fantastic to see Walker Buehler join a rotation, because you can have the Cy Young winner and a Cy Young worthy pitcher 1 and 2 year lineup, and then have Mize, Olsen, and Joe be your 3, 4, 5. Which that would be really good. That'd be like best case scenario. One of the other guys, I saw this poll that came up on my Instagram feed earlier too, and I also heard 97.1 talk about it. They're talking about how people have voted on Twitter from this thing. I think it was Baseball Insider or might have been MLB Network put up that people voted. They were like, "Do you want us to bring in Anthony Santander, trade for Vladdy Guerrero Jr., bring in Alex Bregman, or sign Justin Verlander?" The majority of people picked sign Justin Verlander. He's 42 years old, had an 8 ERA last year. Like, he was very hittable. He didn't even make the playoff roster, and they want us to sign him. And it's like, dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why? Why are you going to bring this guy in? And it's fully possible that he goes out like a firework. Yeah. And he has just one really good year at the end of his career, and you bring him in, and he helps propel the team into a playoff run. And who knows, maybe you bring him in and somebody else, and you sign Justin Verlander for cheap.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would not pay him a whole bunch of money.
No, that would be fine. Or maybe he wants to do something where he wants to come here because he's going to retire and he wants to retire a Tiger. That's perfectly fine. Oh, yeah, we got drafted here through 2 no-hitters here.
Okay, I knew that he was here. I didn't know if he got drafted here.
Yeah, he got drafted 07?
A long time ago.
I think it was 07.
And down to wait, copyright.
There's also not the song.
I know. I was doing the Jurassic Park.
Right, yeah, I was going to say.
I knew what I was doing. He is like a dinosaur.
Yeah. Like, I saw something on Instagram too. I thought it was funny. It was like Justin Verlander's name is the fine wine. He's like kind of got better with age. Like he started getting that. Once he gained that veteran status, he kind of was doing really good. He won a World Series eventually, like when he was like 30.
Yeah, with the Astros.
35. Yeah, funny that's his number. But like I saw something that was like eventually the fine wine gets opened.
Yeah. So it's like, your
career's gonna end. Maybe this is the end of his career. You never know. Do the full, like, you would have him come in, do like the full number retiring ceremony, like they did with Miguel Cabrera. Yeah, have him maybe bring him in for like a start, have him start like a couple of innings, do like a bullpen game with him, have him walk off the field, tip the cap to the crowd.
Just be like,
Yeah, the whole thing, have a standing ovation, do a curtain call, the whole deal, and then be done with it. He signs yeah, and then not have him on the playoff roster and then go win a World Series. Do that, fine. But like I was saying, if you brought in him and somebody else, like say you brought him and Walker Buehler in, I'd be perfectly fine with that. Yeah, perfectly fine with that. Because you have your cheap veteran option who can back up your lineup and you could slot in if somebody gets injured, and you have your number 2 to go in there with Tarek Skubal.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be fine by me. And then, like I said, you bring in a couple of bullpen arms, or you keep the ones that you have that were good, and then you add to the infield and bring in a bat for the outfielder for the DH slot.
Yeah,
and that'd be a pretty formidable. Like, tell me your highlights of your team would be Tariq Skubal, Walker Buehler, Alex Bregman, Colt Keith, Anthony Santander, Parker Meadows, and Riley Green.
Oh my!
Who would want to see that? Would just print tickets.
Yeah,
like who would want to go see that? So I feel like if you added, even if you just added to the infield, like if you added just to the batting lineup, you could almost address the pitching situation later on in the year.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to rely on a thing like the trade deadline because it could be too late.
Yeah,
or there might be not something that fits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's better to attack it in the off season.
Get it done.
Even if you add one piece, like let's say you add Bregman or Santander, one or the other, at least bring somebody in, and then add one of the two, preferably Walker Buehler over Justin Verlander. But if you brought in those two guys, and then let's say you even moved Verlander to a closer, let's say you did the same, or you did that with Buehler,
and you just for the World Series,
right? Yeah,
Game 7 just started 100 miles per hour.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you bring it. Yeah, you bring him in. You have Buehler starting the starting lineup, and then you have you're right. Yeah, and then what you got? And then you have Verlander maybe move to a closer or something like that. You have him close out games, comes in for an inning or two, and does that. Like I don't know. I don't think it was CC Sabathia.
I just started getting into baseball, Jonathan, like a year ago.
There was a notable pitcher who did that. David Price. There he is. Great starting pitcher. I'm pretty sure a Cy Young Award winner. But then when he won his World Series with the Dodgers in 2020, he was technically in the bullpen. He was a closing pitcher.
Yeah.
But you could do something like that with him. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be against that. I'm pretty sure John Lester ended up doing that too.
Yeah.
John Lester, he was a starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. And then by the time he ended up on the Washington Nationals, he was in the bullpen. Because you had Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer headlining their starting rotation.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, obviously it hasn't even hit the new year yet. So we're not even close to spring training. We're not even close to, it's not even Thanksgiving. So you still have time. Guys are still exploring their options.
Yeah.
But those are the three guys that I would like to see come here in the offseason would be Walker Buehler, Alex Bregman, and Anthony Santander. Get a guy, like I said, get a guy in right field, get a guy for the DH spot. You bring in your solid third baseman. You can move Ibanez over to shortstop and have him switch between short and second or something like that. And then you have your number 2 for Skubal in Walker Buehler. So that's my take on it. That's what I think the Tigers should do.
Okay. So, college football.
Yeah, we have a lot of interesting matchups this week ahead of rivalry week.
Yeah. As of right now, this is the top 25.
And I'll ask if you agree or don't agree after I'm done saying it. Okay?
Okay.
Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana, Notre Dame, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Miami, Boise, SMU, BYU, Texas A&M, Colorado, Clemson, Army, South Carolina, Tulane, Arizona State, Iowa State,
Army.
Clemson, Army, South Carolina, Tulane, Arizona State, Iowa State, UNLV, Illinois, and Wazoo.
Skip Missouri. Which one are you reading?
The AP?
Oh, I'm reading the college football playoff.
I'm reading the AP.
Oh, I'm on ESPN. So, Army. You skipped? You had Army and USC switched, and then you had Mizzou and Illinois switched down here. Those were really the only two differences that I saw, though.
Yeah, Mizzou isn't even on the top AP.
Except for Georgia and Ole Miss. So here it goes: Illinois, Indiana, Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee. Here it goes: Indiana, Notre Dame, Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee. So it's a little bit funky there, but then and then Wazoo is switched out with Mizzou, and Mizzou is 23, and UNLV and Illinois are scooted down, and then Army and USC are switched. Yeah, on ESPN, and then but for the most part, everything's fine. Everything's the same. The only thing that I maybe don't agree with is I don't know about SMU. SMU has had a pretty light schedule.
Yeah.
And put them ahead of a team like Army, or put them ahead of a team like BYU, even Colorado. I get that they're 9-1, but Army's 9-0, and they're out of the playoff right now.
Yeah.
So, like to put SMU right in that cusp, because you're probably going to end up having, well, you're definitely going to have a loss this week in your top 5 because you have Indiana and OSU playing this week.
Tomorrow at noon, we'll be watching that. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I'll have it up on my phone or something like that on the tailgate. And
oh, by the way, we're going to this game.
Yes. And hopefully no one from work watches. But Oregon unanimous decision number 1. OSU's number 2. There's a big debate there going on between what happens with Indiana and Ohio State. Do they just straight up switch? Or does OSU drop to 5 and Indiana goes up to number 4? And you have Oregon, Texas, Penn State, Indiana. And then OSU? Would just switch them straight up?
Yeah, because at that point, you beat the only person that Penn State lost to, so that means technically a better than Penn State.
Or would you okay, so would you do that, or would you have Illinois, I keep on saying Illinois, Indiana going up to number 2, and then Ohio State fall further because you have Notre Dame.
I like that better.
Yeah, fuck. Let's just put it fucking not out of the top 25. Fuck it.
I'd be telling everybody this. If Ohio State loses to Indiana, we live in a world
Michigan can knock them out
of the top 12.
That would be Ryan Day's ass. Like before,
I believe he's going to get fired anyway.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on how he does in the college football playoff, if he makes it. Because you never know. If Michigan does beat him, they'll fire him before he's even out of the horseshoe.
Because, yes, Michigan has been good, but those first 2 years, we were in the we weren't even in the playoffs. We were just getting a bowl game, and that was a good bowl game.
Yeah, I think we had Bama and Florida were our 2 bowl games.
Yeah.
Years. That was like a one-off year for Bama. They were like number 10 or something like that in the country. And then Florida was like around there too. We were like hovering around like number 15, something like that.
Yeah. So there's a world we live in where that could happen.
Right.
And with our luck, they would give us that bowl game for us.
For a bowl game.
I don't know. I feel like, maybe, because those years that we got those big teams, Bama, Florida, we were at least ranked similarly with them. Like I said, they were like number 10, 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
We were like a 15, 16. We're way out of the top 25. So if anything, they would give us a Michigan State rematch or something like that. Or like a Michigan-Wisconsin. We didn't play Wisconsin this year. Yeah. So we could like Michigan-Wisconsin or like a Michigan-Iowa. Yeah. Like a rematch of a Big Ten championship a couple years ago. Something like that. I don't think Ohio State would be. There'd have to be like a couple injuries for Ohio State or something like that, or for Michigan to just like mollywop Northwestern tomorrow and then like beat Ohio State decisively.
Yeah, as of right now, UNLV is losing.
There you go. So that's dropping them out of the top 25 if they lose. Who are they losing to?
San Jose.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, they'll be out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's possible.
It is definitely possible. Like, there's definitely,
Michigan seems to have Ryan Day's number.
that is true, and like you were saying too, like you don't know what they're going to do next week if they get a lot of momentum going into that game, and if Ohio State's coming off of a loss,
Yeah. Right. And also, they're starting centers out.
and they're starting left tackle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have injuries.
Yeah, they do. I think they lost someone in the secondary too. Yeah, I think it could be. No, I don't know if it was him. I remember they had somebody who was like limited in practice. Or something. Or I could be confusing that with the Lions because I know Ennis Rakestraw was limited in practice, or he didn't practice or something. So I could be confusing that. But what you call it? Indiana has. I mean, they've proven themselves. Are undefeated through this part of the year.
Spaghetti, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
MVP.
like spaghetti, but without the.
That light went out.
Yeah.
Goddamn
Budget cuts. But no, yeah, Singeti, he's had that team really well coached.
Yeah, a lot of his JMU players went there too.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm obviously gonna be rooting for it. They're gonna probably have the score flashing on the screen at the Michigan game, and you know people are gonna be paying attention to that. People are gonna be glancing.
That'd be overtime time in Michigan.
Yeah,
it might be like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, it might. Well, people might be finding out that they lost, like when they flash the scores on the screen or something, because they usually have, like usually those 12 games will end around like 3, a little after 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And this is the 3:30 game tomorrow, so we'll probably end up finding out like if they showed the score like during warm-ups or something, or if we can get connection on our phone and find out. Because I know I'll be watching that.
Producer
At the tailgate.
Very good, very good. In other news, as of right now, Bryce Underwood committed to Michigan.
He committed from LSU and he committed to Michigan. Yeah. Belleville. Yeah, so Ohio State, their quarterback is also from Ohio. I think he's from like Canton or something like that in Ohio. And he's going to Ohio State. Belleville, our number one recruit, number one recruit in the nation right now, is from Michigan and he's going to Michigan. So that's like two heads colliding.
So apparently what I've been told,
sources say,
he's always been a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
Since he's grown up.
Well, I mean, Belleville is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Ann Arbor. Yes. So it makes sense.
Yeah, but something turned him off between him and Harbaugh. So that's why he committed to LSU. Ever since Harbaugh left,
he's been in good talks.
They've been talking.
Okay.
As of right now, it's at least 10.5 million.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it said anywhere between $10 and $12 million.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Which LSU is going to give him 10 anyways.
Yeah. So I heard that LSU was going to give him 5.5. Michigan doubled what LSU was going to give him. Good. So yeah, they were like,
but this is
what that? We'll give you double.
This is what I heard from LSU.
What?
He has family down. That's why he committed.
He wanted to go there.
Because he had family down there. They were going to 5.5 mil or whatever. Started right away.
Yeah.
But they were giving his family jobs as well. From this, I don't know how true this is.
That's right. Well, I mean, shit, if you double the amount of money that you give them, you can use that money to buy your family houses anyway. There's high school up here, too. You'd be able to play in front of all your friends.
You
You'd
always
be able to play
wanted
with your friends, too.
Yeah.
So,
Because it's Belleville. For people that don't know, Belleville, I hate Belleville because they destroyed me my junior year.
yeah, oh, yeah. I remember that. Sure. One of the best high school programs in the state.
Did you go?
Where?
To the game.
Yeah. I don't think I went to that one, but I went to the one where you guys played. Yeah, because that was that's closer to my house. So, but then I remember you were talking about the one against Belleville. Because I think you said you played Cass and then Belleville back to back, or it was a week in between or something like that.
So if we went against Cass, we would have played Belleville.
Oh, okay, I got you. That's probably what it was then. Yeah, no, I remember that game. You guys were you're like, oh, we're losing next week. And I was like, why? I'm like, what do you mean? We're playing Belleville. Oh, okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, that's valid.
Yeah. You know, Kobe King was on Cast when I was playing against him. Well, motherfucker ran into me because I was on the sideline, and he tripped and fucking rolled on my foot. It hurt me.
Oh yeah.
He's a solid dude. The Penn State linebacker. His brother actually played. His brother got drafted, I think.
His brother.
Jonny.
Yeah. You got drafted last year.
Yeah. So the whole reason is they wanted to play together. So they went to the same. I'm sure they had the same offers from everywhere, but they just picked Penn State. Yeah. I always remember the losses in high school. I don't remember the wins.
Yeah. I mean,
I remember some of the wins. So, but
then that's when you can say, well, there were just more wins than losses, so the losses stand out.
yeah, I only lost 3 games my whole entire high school career. I lost 11 games.
Did you play for your brain?
Oh yeah.
Sorry. That kind of sucks. But I mean, Cabrini did lose more than 3 games a couple of years. But we did make the playoffs a couple of years as well.
I was there when they made the playoffs. I was part of that great Cabrini team, but now I lost.
Yeah, because there was the
They didn't let me play middle school. It's too big, so I don't count that.
Really?
Yeah. I was bullied. No, high school, no way.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no way limit in high school. Sure, they'll let you play if they want to play in high school, right? Yeah.
Especially at Cabrini.
Yeah,
dude. I was gonna. I almost started my freshman year.
Oh wow. Damn. Those were the days. Good football program. We did have a good football program in high school. Which I mean, you want to see Michigan get back up to form because did you see the new NIL rules?
Yeah, I don't know the exact rules.
So apparently there's a $127 billion deal going on, where the individual football or individual colleges, not necessarily football programs, will receive 20 to 25 or 22.5, I can't remember which one it was, $1 million per school out of all, I think it's Division 1 and Division 2, and they'll use that money to sign and pay players.
Oh, that's normal.
Now it's not necessarily just for football, but I'm pretty sure the schools can decide whether or not they want to use all of it on on football, or if they want to use, let's say, half of it on football, 10% on baseball, 10% on basketball, and then the rest for their Olympic sport.
Let's be honest. Most of it's
Most schools are going to use most of it for football.
I I think this is true for almost every school. Now, there's schools out. I'm talking about just in general.
Now, this isn't to fund the programs. That's different. That's still coming from donors. From so this is to pay the individual players incentivize them to come to the school. Right.
But it has been, in my experience, the only place where it hasn't rang true is Madonna.
I mean,
that's actually it might ring true for Madonna coming up. Football programs, college football programs, make schools the most money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At Northwood, so I'm going to specifically talk about Northwood. Northwood football brought in so much money that it funded other sports.
Oh yeah.
So the basketball team loses money every year, both men's and women's.
Mm-hmm.
We made up that difference in that zone.
I'm pretty sure that's how. Well, a few Division I for tell me Alabama and Georgia, their football teams don't make enough money to fund other sports.
Yeah,
or Michigan.
Yeah,
I'm sure that happens probably, but those are bigger schools. So the fact that Northwood's like a smaller school, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy. That's how much football matters.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, you look at it, not even just on the college scale. Look at the professional level too. NFL has more revenue coming in than the NBA, the NHL, and the MLB put together. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean it's nuts. And then you just look at their TV numbers too, especially since the NFL is on broadcast, like normal broadcast television.
Yeah, now it's
not behind like a paywall or behind some special channel.
And if you have streaming services, it's on there.
Well, yeah, that's a little bit different because you have to pay extra for those. But I'm talking like normal, like television, like broadcast TV numbers. Like the NFL does miles ahead of all the other sports.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm pretty sure the MLB said that this past year's World Series, this past year's playoffs, were the most watched playoffs they've had in like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Which that's great. And then same thing with the NHL. Like the NHL, the Stanley Cup last year, I'm pretty sure was like one of the most watched Stanley Cups in recent history as well.
Yeah.
And then this year it's probably only going to get better. Usually you have this Nations of Hockey, people going to want to tune into that, which is basically like Olympics light almost. And then you have the NBA, which the NBA is doing that in season, the NBA Cup thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the NBA. The NBA is always going to pull somewhat decent numbers. Yeah. But like I said, not anywhere near the NFL.
Yeah. Nice segue.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The NFL. Lions did. They were 14.5-point favorites. They won by 42? 43? 40-something.
46.
Yeah. Oh, them boys.
Oh, my God. Kept in their starters at the beginning of the fourth quarter just to say, fuck you to the fucking Jaguars.
But they're always 7-point favorites.
Right, so we say this almost every single week. This is either going to be a massacre by the Lions or it's going to be a really close game. This game, I'm thinking, is probably going to be one of the more closer ones we've had out of the teams that we think that we should have beaten.
Yeah.
So that 7-point spread, I feel like that is probably going to be how it ends. We might end by I don't think it's going to end by a last second field goal or anything like that. I think it's going to be, I'm talking 23-17 type stuff.
So if I was a betting guy,
I think the Lions would win, but I think the Colts would cover. So I picked the Colts to cover.
Well, in that example, they would. They would go 6 points, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could end up something
spread's like 7.5 or something like that.
Yeah, it has to be a half point.
But, yeah. Dude, I wish I could. I wish I could be humble for them, but I can't.
Oh, so apparently last week the Lions had 52-6. That was an NFL scoregami. You know what that is? So the NFL scoregami page, it tracks all the different possible scores that could be scored in an NFL game. They said it was scoregami, which I'm pretty sure that implies that that's the first score that has happened in the NFL in history. No team has been beat that bad before and had 52 points scored against them and only scored 6. There's probably been like 52-14, 52-10.
What was our game that we dropped on the 52?
That was 52-14 against the Titans. So that's probably happened before a couple times, but 52-6 has never happened before apparently.
Well, it was Miami and Broncos game last year. What was the score of that game?
I think that was 56.
No, they had 70.
Oh, really? Miami and Broncos? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like that's the only team. Like, I think the largest margin of victory was like, I think it might have been that game was the largest margin of victory. They only scored like.
No, wait. They only won by 50. Yeah, so that probably.
50. I mean, it could have been. You never know. Because, like I said, we were just talking 46 points.
Yeah.
Was our game. So.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Who knows?
But,
I wish I could be humble, but I'm like,
dude.
No, yeah.
You can't at this point. You really can't. I really hope that the Vikings lose this week. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah. That'd be clutch for the Lions. And we also have Emmanuel Mosley coming back. Roderick Martin's coming back. Sam Laporta's coming back.
Oh, my God.
But Alex Anzalone is out.
Yeah, he's out until the playoffs.
Jack Campbell's getting moved over, and he's getting a green dot. And then Ennis Rakestraw was limited. I don't think he practiced. And then who else is out? There's one other guy who's out. Obviously Anzalone, obviously Hutch. Somebody else. I can't remember who they said was. Shit. It's gonna bug me.
A starter?
I don't think so. I don't think he is a starter.
It is Saturday.
I think that might be it. I think that's all. That's for Poltad.
Terrion Arnold is questionable.
Oh, okay. He might play. He's probably gonna play though.
It says groin.
And then Mosley is the.
Yeah.
So that's the only ones right now. But yeah, dude. Dude, I'm so happy.
We talk about it almost every episode, but we truly are living in unprecedented times. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's getting closer, and we're now tied with the best record in the NFL.
Actually, if you go off of power rankings, we are the best team in the NFL.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's all subjective stuff. But I mean, I'd say that we are the best team in the NFL, though.
I would have said it even when the Chiefs were undefeated.
Yeah, but you're going to get people who are saying, "Oh, why aren't they the best team? Why aren't they defeated? Why aren't they undefeated?"
You shut the fuck up. That's
right. Yeah. And then the Chiefs are playing the Panthers this week.
Yeah.
But then next week they play the Raiders.
But the
week after that,
the Chiefs Raiders game is always good.
Week after that, they play the Chargers. Which Chargers have been playing really. They're 7-3. They are really
Harbaugh Bowl is on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, yes. And then they play the Browns, and we play the Bills. So, like I was saying, the Bills I think is going to be our next challenge, and then we also have. I mean, our divisional opponents are a different story, and then we have Thanksgiving.
I was going to say, I think Thanksgiving is going to be rough.
I don't know. I feel like if anything, this Lions team has done switched the precedent on a lot of things.
I think it's going to be 24-20.
I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of this team has switched a lot of opinions on people. Like we used to not have Like we used to have penalty trouble. Now we don't have penalty trouble anymore. We have
they have cleared that up. Ever since the fourth game or some shit.
Oh yeah, since last year. You had a couple of guys here and there. It's
but Terry and Arnold kept on getting.
But that's not the whole team though. That's only one guy. It's you can tell, you can lock him down, you can pull him out of the game and stuff like that, and you can help eliminate that problem.
Yeah.
But it would be the Lions in general. It would be this guy has 3 penalties, this guy has 3 penalties, this guy has 2 penalties, this guy has 4, stuff like that. And it's all up and down both sides of the ball. But now it's you have the Lions. I think last week had 3 penalties all game.
Yeah,
it was something like that.
And the past couple days we've had 0.
Right. Yeah. So you have that problem's been solved. That problem's been taken care of and has been somewhat suppressed.
Yeah.
And now, you have the Lions going up, converting third downs, getting good yardage on first downs, not even getting a third down because you're moving up the field so fast.
I think we had a third down there.
I think we might have had a couple, but we didn't punt.
Yeah.
If we did have any, we converted on them.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Which it's really hard.
You never know. I definitely think we probably only had a couple.
Yeah. Dude, it's kind of crazy because you're as a Lions fan, this has never happened before.
No, yeah, we haven't been around to see it. You see the banners in Ford Field.
It says 1934, 1935.
Jonathan, if they do go to the Super Bowl, I'll have the money. Maybe. I'll take a loan out. Call up my bank. Be like, I need $20,000 right now. For what?
Super Bowl.
They're like, why? Super Bowl. Who's your team? Lions.
They wouldn't even ask. They'd be like, Super Bowl. All right, fine.
No.
Actually, my bank might. I have a really good bank.
They have to know people are going to do that. People are going to take out loans to go to the Super Bowl. Definitely. They're going to be like, what's it for? I'm a Lions fan. All right, enough said.
Here's your 72% interest rate.
Right, yeah. You have to watch out for that too. Yeah, that $20,000 loan turns into $3,000 return.
Yep.
Use it as a tax write-off.
I might actually call my bank and be like,
how can we get this done?
No, I would just be like, so if I need a loan for $20,000 at least, could we get that done? They're like,
a grant?
Yeah, dude. Oh, imagine if I apply for a grant.
A grant, and you just have to pay back the interest or something.
Oh, grants you don't have to pay back.
No, but I think some of them don't you have to pay interest on them? No.
Grants are free money.
Oh, free money. It's there are some stipulations with it.
Grants got me through college.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I'm pretty sure there is something it's not just handing out. I think there is something along with it. It's there is some fine print with grants.
I think I had $30,000 in grants for college.
Right, but that's a grant for college, but getting a grant outside of something like that, or for a business. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some things that go along with there are some fine print that happens with that. I don't know. I've never had it. I've never gotten a grant before like that, so I'm not too sure.
I'll call Navy Fed and be like, hey, I need this loan.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, all right, bet. I said that, hey, I need $10,000, and they gave it to me. And I was like, I was going to buy my mom's car. But I just said, hey, I need $10,000 for a loan, and they're like, all right.
They loaned you $10,000, or they granted you?
They loaned me.
Oh, okay.
But then I was like, I don't need the loan no more. What can I do? They're like, just tear it up. I was like, cool. Yeah, because I didn't deposit. I didn't like cash the check or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It'd be different if I like cashed the check.
Right, yeah.
But I didn't cash the check because I didn't need it.
No, yeah, because then if you don't tear it up and you end up using it, then that could be fraud. So,
That's it's a slap under. I gotta be careful, dude. This thing is almost new. It's probably like 3 days from like being fully new. But
at least it's gonna be cold tomorrow.
yeah,
And we're not gonna be sitting out in the sun because that would suck. Having to sit out and God forbid you get a sunburn on that bitch.
oh, it feels like a sun.
Well, I'm saying getting an actual sunburn on it.
Yeah,
So that would suck.
yeah.
Like, you probably have to like lather that shit up with like ointment or something, or just wear long sleeves.
Yeah. I haven't really thought about that.
Maybe wearing I'm not wearing short sleeves.
I'm not either.
Just to check the weather.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I thought about next year.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be 48. It's 43 right now. Cloudy conditions tonight. No precipitation. How is it supposed to be around game time? Game time is supposed to be 48 degrees.
Yeah, but it's gonna be cold as shit.
It's also going to be in the dock. We're going to be getting out of that game at night
Yeah.
because sunset's at 5. It's a 3:30 game, so it'll be almost dark by halftime.
It's probably gonna be over by
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Not gonna lie. Kind of wish we had a better song, Mr. Brightside. Just you say?
hand me that. No, Jeremy, hand me that.
Yeah. Hand me it. Fucking.
Grab it. The fuck you say?
I wish we had a better song than Mr. Brightside. Think about all the other songs.
You got something you want to say, boy?
I just said. Yeah, think about all the other songs in college football. Enter Sandman. Like
some Metallica fan.
Well, yeah, but they're also like Country Roads with West Virginia. Like that's a great one. I like one of my best memories when we were watching when I was at Michigan football.
Just so you know, this isn't Nerf. Don't worry.
It's not actually not Nerf. It's Barbie toys.
It's a toy.
But we had Penn State. It was a night game. It was raining, and it was a few years ago. And I was at the game, and they were singing "Have You Seen the Rain?" or "Have You Ever Seen the Rain?" And I was at, like the whole. It was during like a TV timeout too, so they had the whole song going, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And this is really cool. So like doing like something like that, or like a Bob Seger song.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, but like it is cool.
It's so iconic, though.
Yeah, I mean, but the whole stadium singing the same song is cool. But like,
especially when it was the night game that we went to, and everything was lit
yeah, that was sweet. Nope. Who was that against? It wasn't Texas. Texas was a day game. Was it Arkansas? No, not Arkansas. I think it was Washington. Because Washington was there. Um, Not USC. Uh, Not Minnesota. Was it Illinois? No, Illinois was a big. Was it? Was it Texas?
No.
Or was it last year?
No, it's definitely this year. It had to be like USC or something.
Are you sure? Or was it Arkansas State?
It had to be Arkansas.
It had to have been Arkansas State because Arkansas State. But I don't remember that being a night game though.
Doesn't say what time. It had to be Arkansas.
No, it wasn't because number 17 Michigan beats Arkansas State 28-18 on the ground, September 14th, 4:59 p.m. So that came out after the game was over. So it had to have been Texas, but I don't remember Texas being a night game though. It was Texas.
Was it?
I think no, because this one came out at 4:48. What time?
I remember on the Snapchat.
No, yeah. Texas was a noon game. Arkansas State was a noon game. Did we go to Fresno? It was Fresno.
Was it?
It was Fresno. Fresno was a 7:30 start. Yeah. Number 9 Michigan begins defense on national title with 30-10 win over Fresno State, September 1st, 12:10 a.m. So yeah, it was Fresno State.
Sorry, I'm going through the
Was it me? It was me. That's why.
Oh, it's me with my dad that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad was dying laughing at me because I somewhat remember what I was saying, but your dad just looked at me, smiled, and just started shaking his head.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck! I probably said, like, fuck you, Sarkeesian.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was when they were coming out of the tunnel. Like you were just like berating them, and he just like looked at me like across the way, and looked up at you, and just started like smiling and laughing and like shaking his head and chuckling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a filter. It gets me in trouble, but it's funny.
Got the change oil fucking.
Oh, you weren't at the draft.
No.
Oh, you should have heard me at the draft.
That irritates me. Think about that because you didn't say that until I got back from fucking up north. You were like, so you guys went up north on the day of the draft, didn't do anything up north, and then watched the draft at a bar.
Yeah,
and I was like, shut up. I was like, fuck. And I told my dad that I was like, you know that's what we did, right? We left on the day of the draft. We could have went there. And then left the day afterwards. We didn't even do anything that day. We fucking watched the draft at the bar anyways. And he was like, yeah, but I didn't want to leave on a Sunday. And I was like,
the draft started on Friday.
Or on a Saturday. He was like, I didn't want to leave on a Saturday. He was like, I didn't want to fight the weekend traffic. And I was like, and he was like, that way we could have gone up there, we got everything loaded off, got everything sorted out, and then the next day we right away started our work. And I was like,
But you didn't start the work though.
We did do a couple things. We didn't do the big shit that we wanted to do though. We did like the maintenance around the house and stuff like that, and like put up like what did we put up? I can't remember what we did.
I'm so excited to go up though.
We'll have to see when how my schedule looks for next spring because we're probably going up. I can probably open it up again like we did last year, and then we'll see.
Are we like? I guess we. That's
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that draft. There's a couple pictures of me going around on the internet somewhere.
Well, if they can pick you out in the crowd, because I saw pictures like when like they would show like the draft crowd, I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Because you were like, I think I called you when I was still at the house when you guys like first showed up there, and you were like, dude, there's so many people here, like it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And then when we sat down and watched the draft, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. But I saw the camera. I saw people taking photos. I was like, "Hi, mom."
Yeah.
And then it's like the Chicago Bears have selected Caleb Williams. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just started yelling. Doesn't matter.
There's been a trade. Oh, you just freak out. It's like
We left though. That's the thing. We left early.
dumbasses.
Hey, if it was me and you, that would have never happened.
No, yeah.
But it wasn't.
What was our first round draft? Terry Allen? Yeah.
He's like, I'm home. I'm like, yes, you are.
And yeah, we went to Jack Campbell. I'm pretty sure.
No, Jack Campbell was
Was the year before?
Yeah, this is his sophomore year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was like, we went to American. And that's when Penix got drafted. As soon as we got to American, Penix got drafted.
You left that early?
Hey.
Yeah, I would not have left.
Exactly. It wasn't really my decision.
I would have went to the damn NFL experience.
See, that's also another thing. We got there at 4:30, at least. Me and you would have been there at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Fuck yeah. At least by noon. At least by noon. Because the draft starts at like what? 7? Or something like that. And we didn't draft until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Probably even later than that. So we could have found so much shit to do.
It was
7.
It was a 2-hour wait for the bathroom.
Anywhere, it depends. Like New Year's Rockin' Eve on fucking in Times Square. No, yes, just you depend on them. It depends.
Luckily, I knew the security guards. They let me in VIP. Yeah, I talked about this, but Joe's an MVP. His name is Joe Lathers. He's an MVP. He's like, you're just going straight to the bathroom, right? I'm like, there's Border Patrol right there. What the fuck do you think I'm going to do? Border Patrol was a 6'6", tanned up whitehead. I was like,
probably served overseas somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning. We want to call it.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been gone for an hour and 15.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, see you guys later. You caught me on